Top 5 pass rusher in the NFL, Trey Hendrickson, is becoming available for trade. The Bengals are allowing him to seek a trade, and according to Jonathan Jones, it's rumored that he's going to be available for a early 3rd round pick or a late 2nd round pick. That type of capital he'll be available for. So the Bears should 100% be all over this. The Falcons, the Commanders are 2 teams that are already reportedly interested, but pick 72. I'd send that to the Bengals for Trey Hendrickson. 30 years old, will be 31 in December. Since 2020, he's behind only TJ Watt and Myles Garrett in the NFL with 70.5 sacks. Myles Garrett has 72, TJ Watt has 73, so he's one of the most productive pass rushers in the NFL. And since 2023, he leads the NFL with 30.5 sacks. Back-to-back seasons with 17.5 sacks. This season, he led the NFL in sacks. This year, he led the NFL in pressures with 83. This season, he was also 3rd in pressure percentage and 3rd in pass rush win rate. So you're looking at one of the most productive pass rushers. And he's not going to cost what Myles Garrett would cost. He's not going to cost what Micah Parsons would cost, those 2 guys. And Max Crosby, the contract he just got, you're not going to have to give him that much, but you'll still have to give him a decent amount. But he's an underrated player in the NFL for sure. I don't think he gets his credit and his just due as he should. He would be the perfect addition to this defensive line. Montez Sweat is a great pass rusher, but we've seen there's limitations with him as your only guy. He had a great season in his first, season with us. He had, 6.5 sacks with us, changed our defense completely. But the next season, more double teams. Teams were prepared for him and not the same effect. Injury obviously played a factor in that too. But, he's not somebody that's going to win off double teams. So he would be a great second pass rusher on a championship Super Bowl winning defense. There's question marks if he could be your first, if he could be the number 1 pass rusher on a championship Super Bowl winning defense. But as a second, that's where he's able to fit in better. And Trey Hendrickson coming in, a guy that's a pass rush specialist, not as good against the run, but still pretty solid. He would draw all the attention. He could win off double teams. With the Bengals, he was the only good player on that defense, and he still was able to put up 17.5 sacks. Still able to have a high pressure rate. Still able to lead the NFL in sacks and pressures. So adding him to the mix, double teams will be going to him. Dexter will be more productive. Montez Sweat will just have to focus on stopping the run, setting the edge, and he would be able to win one-on-one matchups. And I think he could be a 10-sack guy once again with Hendrickson in the mix. Dexter could probably be 6 to 8 sack kind of guy. And you're looking at this defense totally different. You're looking at this defense line totally different if you get Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson played 3 seasons under Dennis Allen. So Dennis Allen knows how to use Trey Hendrickson. 13.5 sack season with Dennis Allen. So he knows the defense. He knows the scheme. He'd be really productive. He would be a great addition to this defense. The secondary would be even better. The linebackers would be even better. Our run defense would be better. Montez Sweat would be the best version of Montez Sweat with Trey Hendrickson, Dexter, Booker, like all these guys would be able to eat even more off of with having a guy that's going to take so much attention, that's going to be that number 1 pass rusher, that elite pass rusher, one of the best in football. If the Bears get this done, they trade pick 72 or even, pick swap. They do a pick swap in the 1st round, trade pick 72. I'm cool with that. You get Greg Zabel at pick 17, do that. And then pick 72 goes to the Bengals. With Hendrickson now on this defense, you feel confident. Then I think you sign Jonathan Allen. Then I think you draft the edge with pick 39. There's a lot of talent in the trenches, defensive line and offensive line at those in the 2nd and 3rd round. End of 1st round. So there are a lot of options available, but I think Jonathan Allen, Trey Hendrickson, and an edge. Jonathan Allen, one of the most underrated pass rushers in the interior, solid veteran, 30 years old, had some of his best seasons with Montez Sweat. Would be a great piece to rotate alongside with Andrew Billings and Dexter. Then draft pass rusher from Ohio State, JT. Can't pronounce his last name, but dude's a dog. The game he had against Penn State, 2 interceptions and a sack, one of them being a pick 6, 6.5 sacks in the college football playoff, 4 games. He took off 51 quarterback pressures this season, 12.5 sacks on the season for him at Ohio State. Really grew into his game, grew into his talent this last season, put everything together. So I think him at pick 39, I love the value there. And Greg Zabel at pick 17. Maybe you get a running back too later on. Maybe Damian Martinez from Miami. Love that pick. I think the Bears could go no wrong with that. But yeah, Imagine the defensive line with JT from Ohio State, Trey Hendrickson, Dexter, Billings, Jonathan Allen, and Montez Sweat. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.